Yeah, he threw well this morning. Buster was there watching, and he was free and easy. He was up to 93. He had pretty good command. Was working on his feel with his cutter. But he looked like John Lester in the spring training game, about one start away from the real deal.
We see the swing from Baez, how hard he swings. When he hits it, it goes, but there's a lot of swing missing. Do you think he needs to make a significant adjustment in his swing to be successful at the big league?
Maybe more approach than swing, but I mean, this kid does so many other things well that I don't think he's never going to be a high contact guy. He's not going to be a guy who handles the bat. And maybe he's not going to be the world's greatest situational hitter, but he's such a threat up there. He can play really good middle infield, run the bases really well. His instincts, you've seen some of his base running instincts here tonight on display. But he gets it. When you see him do work on the side and the drills, he has enough body control, enough athleticism, enough feel for his swing to make adjustments. Now it's just the process of bringing him into the game, which is a lot of times the last thing to come. So he is not someone I would bet against because he is just a really good baseball player, and we think that'll translate into his approach in the box in time. And Joe Maddon's a really big fan. That's a good guy to have in your corner. Joe's there supporting him, and we think that he'll manage to make those adjustments as Addison sends well to the
Has himself an infield hit. Have you, and I know you won't tell us what the number is or what the answer is, but do you have a goal for this team in mind for this year?
Yeah, our goal is to win the National League Central. Anthony Rizzo was the first one to say that, so you can blame him. He said at the last game of Game 162 of the regular season last year. And I think it reflects the fact that we are transitioning. And we spent the last three seasons here, in a mindset where we were simply out to acquire young talent. We were really single-minded about it. I think we've done a pretty good job at doing it. And now, as we look ahead to future years, our goal is to win a World Series. And that process isn't complete by any stretch. We haven't accomplished anything yet. We've been a fifth-place club for a number of years now. So we are not going to puff our chest out at simply having an interesting group of young players. But once you start to transition and you're competing, you have to set the bar high. If you don't, you're not being sort of honest with yourself. So we are absolutely out to win this year. I think some of the moves we made this winter reflected, and it's great for our young players to feel that, to be held accountable for not just their potential, but their performance, and not their counting numbers, but how they contribute to winning baseball, whether it's moving a runner or showing up to the park every day prepared to play, to feel what it takes to win.
You talked about your meeting with Joe Maddon. How is he translating with your team, given the players, given the history?
Oh, fantastic! It's a hand in glove type fit. I mean, he's got so much energy, so much optimism. I think the closer you get to Joe, one thing I learned this spring is, he's such a character. Sometimes those guys, the closer you get to them, you realize it's a bit of an act. But in Joe's case, the closer you get to him, the more you realize it's completely authentic. And it's genuine. He comes from a great place. He cares about people. He cares about the game. And it's an infectious approach. And the players start to reflect Joe's personality. They play loose. They play free. They play easy. They play with the joy of the game, respect for the game, and spring in their step. And it's really been contagious throughout the whole organization. It's a pleasure to have as a partner.
I'm curious. I've always enjoyed listening to you talk about how you evaluate players. How are you evaluating Cuba? It clearly a very different place now to bring players now that sign players from.
Yeah, that's a really fascinating question. I guess you could say it's, in a lot of ways, it's sort of $100 million or $1 billion question if you look forward to what might be out there. But I think everyone has to stop and reevaluate. If you look at just the extreme elite performances of guys like Puig and Abreu the last few years, there's something going on there that's special. And I don't know if you see the graphic to support it, but the man at the plate right now is someone that we signed as a very young player, sort of a prospect coming out of Cuba, and he's really developed well. He has an advanced feel for the strike zone to go with just the physical tools that jump out at you, and that combination gives him an extremely high ceiling. He's a great kid, and we look forward to him being in a Cub uniform for a long time. But Cuba's a lot of clubs right now discussing how to get involved and optimize it. A lot of clubs waiting around for MLB to make a ruling, or they're going to handle it the right way.
Above and beyond the call of duty. Thanks for putting up with us for a full inning.
One full inning, and you mean full.
Hey, you put up with him for years. This is child's play.
It's great to be back with Kurt and Sam. It was great.
Thanks very much. Have a great season, Dan. Take care.